changes are being made.
They are.
But it's a question of the speed of that change, right? Because we're
Correct.
we're still spewing all that stuff at the same time we're trying to minimize it. How much time do we have, you think? I mean, we're talking about by certain year, by reducing it by a certain number. I'm not trying to be hopeless. I'm saying I'm trying to be realistic.
I think the answer is, and has been for the last few decades, that we're late, that we're behind, that we would have had to start sooner and do more. And maybe one example of that is that the Paris Climate Accord, the target, what we're trying to do is limit the increase in temperature versus the pre-industrial times to 1.5 degrees Celsius. Increasingly, there are more and more voices that are saying, look, like it's a great goal, but in all reality, we're likely gonna miss that goal. So we should really try to focus on the 2-degree cap that the Paris Climate Accord set. But even that, like, are we gonna achieve it or slightly miss it? We gotta run faster. That's the bottom line.
I don't mean to make it depressing. I'm just curious.
It is kind of. But look, we're all working on it.
Yeah, I understand. And let's talk a little bit sort of internationally, because obviously we all live under the same roof. In this case, a glass roof, right? The greenhouse gas is really a glass roof. And we often hear that, well, the current polluters and, they really need to do more. And we are doing this, but their stuff is going to come to us and they need to, in other words, everyone needs to do something and not just a third or 50% of the world. Is it getting more prevalent across the world or not yet?
It clearly is. I mean, obviously we have still a ways to go, but if you just compare today versus let's say 10 years ago, there's already a massive change in the share of emissions that is covered by a carbon pricing scheme, and that basically is part of a system that really incentivizes the reduction of emissions. And there's a few recent developments, especially coming out of Europe, that I think that are going to have a very positive impact on the global adoption of carbon pricing mechanisms. So yes, I absolutely believe that on a forward-looking basis, that speed at which we're gonna broaden the scope and breadth of these programs is accelerating.